अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्परमगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री लक्ष्मी नृसिंह परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री लक्ष्मी हयवदर परब्रह्मणे नमः सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Now we are starting lecture 198, continuing with the yesterday's lecture on Madhva Bhāṣya on the Gita. We are doing chapter 4, I think. Yeah. Let's do this. Can you see the screen, Bhagavad Gītā lecture 198, and also can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Good. All right. So, Śrī Madhvācārya, that is 4.6. Ajopi sannabhyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi sanne prakritim swam adhishtaya sambhavami atmamayaya. So even though he does not have any birth, Lord Krishna says, Abhyayatma, there is no change. Bhutanam ishvaropi sanne, being the Lord of everyone. Prakritim swam adhishtaya, taking his own form. He sambhavami atmamayaya. By his own Jnana power, he comes. He takes birth here. See here the word Prakritim Swām Adhishtaya. The Swām Adhishtaya, the word Swām Adhishtaya, Madhvācārya gives a unique interpretation. He says, what does Prakriti mean? Prakriti here is not matter. Right? Atra tu swashabdaha swarupavachi. So Swām, Prakritim Swām is there, right? Prakriti of mind. Because it says Prakriti of mind, it should be taken as nature, his own nature. That is Hari or Krishna's nature. That's how we have to, in fact, Swarupavachi. Swarupavachi means his form, actual form. Not even the body. Krishna's form, he appears in his own form in this universe. So Swashabdaha, so it is not through a Prakriti or a matter or something like that. Directly he appears. That is the idea he is giving here. Bhava Shabdastu Sambandhyadi Ashanka Nivritta. Ye Swaswabhava iti tu Swaswarupam iti Vadupacharatva Shankam Tvashankam Nivartayati. So he says, you should not assume that bhava is anything like, just like something related to Krishna, not like that. He himself, that means Swaswarupam, directly his own form appears in this universe, in the Krishna Avatāra. Srishtvadi Swabhavat Tvat Swechaya Viṣṇurabhyaya Srishtyadikam Karot Yadha Swayam tu Bahuda Bhavet iti Narayana Shruti. We might have covered some of this in the last class yesterday. I'm just bringing it up, connecting so that you remember what I have told already. So the Srishti and Sthiti Laya, that is creation, maintenance and dissolution. Creation, protection and dissolution. These are all the play of the Lord. And it is Viṣṇu's. Viṣṇu is unchanging, but he plays. Karotyadha swayam cha bahuda bhavet. He himself takes different forms. That is in the Narayana Shruti. What is the purpose? Śrī Madhvācārya paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam. To protect the saintly ones, the saints. Vinashaya cha dushkritam. To punish and destroy the wicked, cruel, and the wrongdoers. Dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. To establish Dharma. So by now you know a lot about Dharma. So we have covered a number of lectures on Dharma. To establish Dharma, which could go astray, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. Krishna takes avatar in every yuga. Na janmanaiva paritranadikam karyamiti niyamaham. He doesn't have to appear to do all these things. Tathapi lilaya swabhavena cha yathishtachari. Even though he is free, he will do it. He does all this incarnation due to his own free will and play. Tadahi yuktam devasya swabhavoyam. That's why it is said, it is the will of the Lord. Hold on a second. How many have I covered? This is a lecture. I'm sure I'm doing from the right deck. I just want to make sure I'm in the right deck. Just quickly, let's see.
Confusing me.
Yep, this is today's deck. Okay. Lokavattu Leela Kaivalyam. We covered, I think, this till here. Kridato balakasyeva cheshtam tasya nishamayam aribhayadiva swayam purat vyavatsadi yadananta vidyaha. I have covered this also. That means it is a game of the Hari. Purnoyam asyatra nakinchidapyam tathapi sarvaha brute pravrittihi ato viruddhesh vimam vadanti paravarajnyaha muniyoh prashantaha. Rigveda Khila. Even this I covered. Śrī Madhvācārya, Janma karma cha me. This one I don't think I have covered. This is 4.9. Janma Śrī Madhvācārya, Lord Krishna said, Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sodhana. The meaning is, a person who knows about Janma, that is my birth and actions, and these are all divine birth and divine actions. Yo veti tattvataha, who knows it in depth. We will explain this in Madhva Bhāṣya, what he understands from the word tattvataha eventually. So who knows about my divine birth and actions? Tyaktva deham punarjanma, giving up this body, that person will not take another body. He will not be forced to come back to the cycle of birth and death. Naiti mameti sodhana, he will attain me, O Arjuna. That is what Krishna is telling here. Pratham muktyuktihi sarvajnana niyama darshanartham. So the thing is, here the tattvataha has a deeper meaning. It is not, oh, somebody, don't I know? A lot of people know, oh, Krishna was born. He took birth in, in India somewhere, and he did a lot of things. I read a little bit of Bhagavatam. I know he killed this Asura Kamsa and all. He did a lot of things. Now, why should I not get mukti? Anybody who has read Bhagavatam and even on in a story form should get mukti right away, right? Mukti, Mokṣa is released from the cycle of birth and death. But remember some details here. One should know all aspects of Hari for mukti. Every aspect of Hari should be known, or else there is no mukti. And there is, in 3.43, remember what we already covered, 3.43, just a few classes before this. An important, unique view Madhvācārya gives here. Avyaktat purusha parahiti shutihi, nachatatra tatrokta ekadesha jnana bhavati muktihi. So the Purusha or Hari is beyond Avyakta or Lakshmi, beyond matter. That's just one aspect. Just knowing that is not sufficient for one person to get mukti. Sarva mautrika gunopasamharo hi bhagavata gunopasamhara pade abhitaha anandadeha pradhanasya ityadina. So every aspect, the details of every attribute of Hari should be known. तथा च अन्यत्र अपौरुषेय वेदेषु विष्णुवेदेषु चैव हि सर्वत्र ये गुणाः प्रोक्ताः संप्रदायागतश्च ये. So the thing is, in the Vedas and the Pancharatras and so many other texts, and even said by great rishis and which have been which have been established in the Sampradaya over thousands of years. All these details of Viṣṇu, all the attributes of Viṣṇu, the nature of Viṣṇu should be understood and kept in mind. Sarvaihi taihi saha vijñāya, knowing all of them. Ye pashyanti param harim, who realizes Hari, yeshameva bhaven mukti nanyatha tu kadanchana. Only they get moksha, nobody else. And this is said in the Garuda. We have probably covered this. I'm reminding you of this. Again, now 4.9, the Bhāṣya is now continued with the verse 4.9. Natu tavan matrena mukti rutyuktam. Just only that is not enough for mukti. Vedadyuktam tu sarvam. Yogñātva upaste sada himam. Another quotation Madhvācārya is giving from the Kurma Purana to strengthen the idea given in this shloka. Vedadyuktam tu sarvam yo, knowing everything what was said in the Vedas about Hari. Jñātva upaste, knowing everything he does meditation on Hari. Tadahimam, constantly he meditates Hari. Tasyeva darshana patam yami, only he gets to know and realize me properly. Nanyasya kasechide, not others. Ityuktescha mahakurme. So in the Karma Purana, it was said that only a person who knows everything said about Hari and then he meditates on Hari all the time, he gets to realize Hari and get away from the cycle of births and deaths. He gets mukti. That's clearly said here. Atroktasya syaita jñātva eva janmana iti gatihi. Itravakyanam nanyagatihi nanyasya kasyajati iti visheshanat. So there are other people with other capabilities talked about and they won't get mukti. Tatvataha iti visheshanatya sarvajnanam jnanam apatati. Yoveti tatvataha was said, right? In the fourth chapter, the verse itself said. What is the verse? Janma karma chame divyam evam yoveti tatvataha. This tatvataha is very clearly said. Actually, tatvataha, in depth, in every form, in every way, thoroughly. Here, another quotation probably is said in the Skanda Purana. What does Skanda Purana says? Traivam bhavati yatra tattvataha iti visheshanena na virodha uktancha ekam cha tattvato jñātam vina sarvajñatam naraha na samartho mahendropi tasmat sarvatra jignaset. Even if to know anything completely, any object completely, you have to be an all-knowing person. Sarvajña means you should know everything to know one object. For example, I'll tell you just an example. I want to know about a tree, right? If you want to know everything about a tree, though you are standing in front of it, and you want to know everything about the tree, why would I need to know anything else? Question comes up. But you think about it. Suppose you know pretty much everything about the tree, the biology, the chemistry, everything about the tree. But you may want to know something about a big black hole somewhere unknown in some place. Why do you need to know this black hole to know about this tree? Because if somebody asks you, what are the effects of this black hole on this tree? Are there any radiation effect? Are there any electromagnetic effects on this tree due to the black hole? If some question comes up, if you don't know the answer to it, then you don't know about the tree completely, right? This is a very, very powerful statement made in the Skanda. But it makes the task extremely, almost impossible. Infinite tasks have to be known. How can you know? I'll just take a break and ask you, How is this possible? This is impossible for anybody. So nobody can get mukti, right? I want to ask you about this question. That means to know Hari, you have to know everything else. Everything else means everything in this universe. And you have to also know about Hari, every aspect of Hari. It's impossible. So nobody will get moksha, right? What is the answer for this? Anyone? Don't worry. We will keep this question answer for a short time, 1 or 2 minutes, and we'll go back to the class. But I just want to make you think. If you have
Getting
the answer,
mukti,
let me know.
it's a very rare event to get mukti.
That means almost impossible, right? How can you know everything
Yes.
about everything?
In fact, in Madhva's view itself, uh, even Lakshmi cannot know Hari very completely.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Exactly. Then how can Lakshmi get? Lakshmi is always in moksha. Lakshmi doesn't have to. She does not have any dukkha sambandha, right? So she's always in moksha. But this concept has made this impossible right now. And is there a way to get out of this? Can anyone think of this? Think of a escape from this impossible, infinite set of tasks, which is practically impossible for everyone in this universe,
Maybe
including the greatest of like Prahlada, Dhruva, and all. They wouldn't be knowing everything about everything. See, if somebody asks Prahlada, do you know about this OpenAI Chat GPT's next version, Chat GPT version 7? Maybe he doesn't know. So Madhvācārya's citation has made this as an impossible task. What does it mean then? Why? Where is there an escape?
maybe you shouldn't take it literally.
What did you say, Wayne?
Maybe you shouldn't take it literally that you need to know everything.
Well, he's trying to cite so many citations to make it literal. He's emphasizing it here and here, like pushing it hard. So I can't ignore it.
I don't think it means literally.
Well, anybody else? Think about some other answer. Anybody else? Just want to get your view on it. Let me answer this question. It is only possible, the moksha is not possible through individual effort. Moksha is possible only due to the grace of Hari. This is very clear from this exercise. All set of citations he's giving, he's hiding the details, but he will let you know here and there, somewhere else maybe. But that is the trick. The trick is without the help of Hari, nothing is possible. That is where the total dependence is highlighted in Madhva Bhāṣya also. Almost similar to other bhashyas, bhashyas, including maybe, Shankaracharya is also included here. All other acharyas agree with this. It's nothing very new, but probably it is highlighted more in the Ramanuja.org, Madhva Bhāṣya, and similarly the other acharyas like the, um, Swaminarayan Panth maybe, even ISKCON maybe, Gaudiya Panth maybe, and all the other different other systems, mainly Vaishnava systems, agree with this. And we can check what Shankaracharya says. He basically agrees with this. I don't think there's that much of a problem here, but we can check if there's any minor change here there. Anyway, with this, hope this was useful. Let me go further now. You can see my presentation, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Yesham gunanam jnanena muktirukta pratak pratak vedeshu chetihaseshu satu tesham samuccayat evameva samadhinam jnanyatha tu katanchana iti brahmavaivartavachanat janma karma cha ityadishu na tavan matrena mokshaha. So Janma karma cha me divyam was said in the 4.9 verse. That means Janma karma means my birth, my divine birth, and my divine actions. Oh, only that is enough to get moksha? No, it's not. Because the karma involves the gunas, actions of the Lord involves his nature, his attributes, and knowing all the attributes is expected, and to know him, one has to know the Vedas and the Itihasas, Puranas, and so many other granthas, scriptures, and also Shamadhinam Nanyatha. One has to also get the nature of Shama, Dhamma, and all these sense control, mind control kind of attributes one should achieve to even get there. Iti Brahmavaivarta Vachanat. So Brahmavaivarta Purana expands and then explains this. Okay. Here I want to give you some news. I was checking, this is the book I'm following. This is the big book I'm following for Madhva Bhāṣya. It's in Kannada, and it is known as the Gītā Bhāṣya, Gītā Cātur-varṇya. I don't know, you can see, hard to see.
It's very blurred.
Very blurred. Can you see now? No?
No,
Okay.
it's still blurred.
Don't worry. This is the Sarvamula Grantha, Gita Prasthana, written by this. It's available in Vidyapitha in Bangalore.
I have that.
Yeah, a couple of people can buy it here. You have bought it already. So this one is pretty interesting. I was going through, in fact, I was trying to download B.N.K. Sharma's book on the Madhva Bhāṣya. It's small, it's not that big, but it is hard to follow his book. And I was also I did download one thing, Nagesh Sonde, S-O-N-D-E. His book I downloaded. That is not bad for English readers. He actually goes through every sentence of the Gita Cātur-varṇya and Gita Bhāṣya and explains it in English. Pretty good book. If you want to download and read, free book, you can do it. But since I follow this, this book gives a lot more details, which are not found in even that Sunday book. So this is an interesting book, and unfortunately, only Kannada people can read this. And as of today, we have finished about 335 or 340 pages. And this total book has 868 pages. So volume-wise, in terms of volume of the Bhagavad Gita, Madhva Bhāṣya, we have finished about 40% of it. Not bad, right? Because volume-wise, the rest of we have only finished about, not even 4th chapter, but the rest of the Gita from this point onwards probably does not need so many pages in the Madhva Bhāṣya, because he gives a lot of, gives a lot more information in the earlier part of the Gita. And then he gives, then he just summarizes and then takes, explains it. He doesn't need that much explanation at the end, because he's already overloaded it at the front end. That's what it is. So this gives me a little bit of happiness to note that, if we finish, say, in about 10 classes, we finish the Gita Bhāṣya up to the 6th chapter, say. I don't know, 10 classes or 15 classes, I don't know. So we still, we will be about 210, 215 lectures. we will be finishing the first 6 chapters from all the 3 acharyas. And then what is left would be the rest, right? 18 minus 6 chapters, say 12 chapters from all the acharyas. We probably can do it in 250 other more lectures, the entire Bhagavad Gītā. Don't you think? You want to take this journey?
Yes. Yes.
Do you know that we are already beating some records in the world?
Yes.
What is
Three
that?
bhashyas. Three bhashyas at once. Probably nobody else is doing this way.
Yeah, the 3 bhashyas, right? You mean three commentaries on Gita, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, probably nobody even thought of it, that it is important. Only people who go through this and feel that is important can find the value of this, right? Not everybody will find the value of it. You know why? 90% of the people are devoted to their own acharyas, and they don't even want to hear anything from other acharyas. So that's the nature of human beings. So that's why most people go towards that. Rarely some people want to know about 3 different views and try to understand it from different ways. And I think thanks to all of you for giving me this opportunity to address it in this way. If you were not there, I probably wouldn't have done anything. I would have left and did something else. More of watching Netflix, I think, I don't know. So thanks. And also kudos to every one of you, because you're going through a path where this is almost one of its kind everywhere, anywhere in the world today. And we have to thank Dr. Alvar, M.A. Alvar, for having done 440 lectures on Śrī Bhāṣya, which is surely a world record as of now. And nobody has commented on the Śrī Bhāṣya for so long and explained for so long in the world today, and made it publicly available for free for anyone to pick it up and study. So these things are going in a way. I'm sure the traditional acharyas, traditional people with a traditional mind would be very upset with what we have done today. You shouldn't say this to everybody. You should check the students' capabilities, students' interest level, and all those things, and make sure that is the right person before you open up and give all this information. That's their general view. But, you know, we will leave this to our elders and Lord Sri Hari to judge us for whatever we have done. We'll just go with it and go further.
This would be a treasure for everybody. Forever.
I think so. I think so. But some people may not agree. Okay. All right.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
What did you say?
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you at all. Is it Wayne?
Yeah, I'm not on mute.
You're not on mute. Your volume is less audible than if somebody else speaks in this particular conference.
All right. Well, let me figure that out, and then I'll ask my question.
Did you ask any question?
You said you can't hear me.
Now I can hear you a little bit. Tell me. I can.
Okay.
I
I don't.
focus.
You know. Let me see if I can figure out. Well, I don't have.
You may be
You
far
can hear
away
me
from
right
the
now. All I
screen.
wanted to say is I've got my copy of this Parya is by Nagesh D. Sunday.
Yeah, Nagesh this Sunday. I will text you. I'll put it on the
I have
in
it.
the
I have
chat.
it. I have
You
it.
have it.
I have it.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I have it here. And on that, the item that we're discussing, I had something that I found in that particular version that I
Hold
thought
on a
was of
second.
interest.
Just hold on a second. Just hold on a second. Just hold on. I just want to make sure
I don't know why you can't hear me.
Give me a second. Give me a second. I want to make sure the
Okay,
output volume is well. Okay, go ahead now. I think I can hear you better.
Let me see if I can. Can you hear me better now?
No, I can hear you better now because I had set up my volume also very low. I increased.
I turned mine all the way up for the microphone.
Okay, fine.
So
fine.
let me go down to this page. I know where it is. Give me just a second to find it, because I had to go back up to the top to make sure what the author was. Make sure I was looking. I could tell you what book I'm reading from.
So what is your question?
Just a moment. I'm trying to get to the page.
Okay.
I had to move to. Okay.
Are you online?
Yes, I'm just trying to find this page. I had to go to the top because I couldn't tell what, I didn't know what book I was on. I didn't know what the author was.
Hold on a second. I am opening the, you can present it too, so that people can see. Otherwise, other people can't see. Why don't you present it right now from your
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that.
Okay, sharing the screen. That's all.
All I do is get on here and read stuff. I don't.
Okay, tell me what you're reading.
You know, I've lost it. So let's just move on. Never mind.
Okay.
You know what book I'm looking at. I just thought I had the page and now I can't find it.
No, don't worry. You will come back later on. You can ask the question. No problem. Okay, then let me come back.
I think I may have just about found it. I'll highlight it so I have it next time. Thank you.
Okay.
I don't want to hold the class up.
Okay, yeah. You can now probably see my screen. Now, the next shloka is number 10 of 4.10. I think that is the one. Yes, of course. That is the one. Vitaraga bhaya krodhaha manmayama upashritaha bhavo jnana tapasa puta madhva bhāṣya. So the thing is, Vitaraga bhaya krodhaha, Śrī Madhvācārya, Kṛṣṇa says, giving up desires, fear, and anger, manmaya mam upashritaha, totally focused on me and meditating on me. Bhavo jnana tapasa, many people with this penance of meditation, penance of knowledge, puta madhva bhāṣya, they are purified and have attained my kind of nature. What does it mean? Let's see a little bit details about exactly how Madhvācārya interprets this. Santi cha tata mukta ityaha vitarageti. So, you know one thing, in the previous verses, we thought that it is impossible to get moksha, right? But now he is saying, Santi cha tata muktaha. There are so many people who have attained moksha, and they have given up their desires, anger, and fear, and everything like that. Manmaya mat prachuraha. They are filled with my knowledge. Sarvatra mam vina nakinchit pashyanti ityartaha. They never see any object in this world, any aspect, any person, any deity without me in it. Mam vina, without me, they don't see anything else. Because every object outside, they don't see it as separate, but in relation to me, that everything depends on me and I control everything from within. So they see me in everything. Mayam pradhanam uddishtam. Manmaya means I am the most important thing in everything in their lives. Pradhanyam yaihi harer matam. So that is the priority given to Hari. Bhagavan mayaste vijñayaha te muchyante na chapare. So as long as they are filled with me in their minds, they are released from the cycle of births and deaths. Mai bhavo madhvāvaha, that means total absorption into the remembrance and knowledge of Hari. Śrī Hari. Śrī Madhvācārya. Now he talks about people who worship different devatās, right? Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmano vartante manushaha partha sarvashaha. So the thing is, whoever worships me in whatever way, I will correspondingly react and give them what they are asking. Mama vartmanu vartante manushyah partha sarjam. Anyway, they're coming to my way of life and my thinking and my paths. Here, Madhvācārya introduces the word called Traividyās. They are set of people. What do? They worship different devatās without knowing that all offerings given to different devatās only reach Kṛṣṇa. Hence, there is a huge difference in the results of their meditations and yajnas and offerings and prayers and stuff like that, as opposed to a person who knows that Hari or Kṛṣṇa is receiving all offerings and he controls everything. All the devatās are also controlled by this Kṛṣṇa, so they don't. If the Jñānis will know that, but the Traividyās don't know it, but they still worship. Okay. Who are the Traividyās? They know that Viṣṇu is Sarvottama. Well, they know Viṣṇu is Sarvottama, but they worship devatās such as Indra to attain fruits that are related to this world and other worlds like Swarga, heaven, and here in this world to get a lot of money, a lot of wealth, power, fame, whatever. But they know Viṣṇu is Sarvottama. Viṣṇu is better than everybody. They know it. They are not interested in Mokṣa. They don't want release from the cycle of birth and death. They are interested in pleasure here, interested in achievements here, ownership, power, name, fame, all these things. They may be interested in Swarga or the Indraloka or other worlds. Chandraloka maybe, or some Manusya Gandharvaloka, or some Gandharvaloka, some other realm. But they're not interested in Mokṣa. They won't get Mokṣa, unlike the Jñānis. At the end of each yajna, that is, at the end of doing any yajna to Indra or Rudra or anybody else, they even say, Sarvam Shri Kṛṣṇa Arpanamastu, let everything go to Kṛṣṇa. They even say it. But still they will not get Mokṣa. This is interesting. They attain Swarga and other fruits. But they do get fruits. Jñānis know that there is only Hari with all the names in one being worshipped, and he is receiver of all yajnas. That is, Jñānis know that there is only one God, one Hari. He is Hari, and with all, he may have different names. Indra is a name of Hari. Rudra is a name of Hari. Agni is the name of Hari. Vayu is the name of Hari. All devatās names only apply to Hari. The Jñānis know. Because in the Vedas, there are, names of other devatās. Agnenaya Supatha Raje Asman, that is in the end of the Ishavasya Upanishad. Agni, help me, take me to the right path. But that Agni refers to Hari only. Agni is another name of Hari. That is known only to Jñānis. But the Traividya people, that category of people do not know. They think that these devatās are different and only this devata can give me, this grama devata or even a small devata in a little village. He is the giver of all the fruits, and they think that they are all separate, and they don't know that Hari is related to them or Hari is the real controller. They don't even know that their offerings of whatever they give to these, dedicate their lives and offerings to these devatās actually go to Hari. They don't even know that. That is why the people who worship other devatās, thinking that they are limited and different, they will not get the same fruit as the Jñāni. Jñāni gets Mokṣa, release from cycle of birth and death. These devata worshippers do not get those fruits. So there is phala taratamya, bhavana taratamya, due to bhavana taratamya, because their intent and way they meditate is different, they get different fruits. न च भजनमात्रेण मुक्तिर्भवति अन्यते वतादिरूपेण तथापि सर्वेषाम् अनुरूप्येण फलं ददामि इत्याह ये यथा इति. So in this verse, ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते तां तथैव भजाम्यहम्. He says, I will give. Kṛṣṇa is the giver of all fruits. Even if the other people worship so many devatās, I am the giver of the fruit accordingly. Bhajami seviyami phaladānena, I give them the fruits. I'm not subservient to them, anybody. Kathamayam vishesha ityata aham mama vartma. Why is this difference? Because everybody is coming to my path anyway. Why? Because they are at the end of the yajna, they say Sarvam Śrī Kṛṣṇārpanamastu. They know that Anya devata yajantopi mama vartma eva anuvartante sarvakarma kartatvat bhoktatvacha mama. So eventually, knowingly or unknowingly, they probably don't know. They will, everything comes to me. I am the experiencer of all worship. I am the giver of fruits of all worship. Yepi anyadevata bhaktaha iti hi vakshate in 9.23. In the Gita, yepi anyadevata bhaktaha, what is the verse? Nine 23. ये अन्यदेवता भक्ताहम यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः ये मामेव कौन्तेया यजन्ति अभिधिपूर्वकम्. That means even if those people who worship other devatas, they are actually worshipping me without knowing it, and they are not doing the right path, right method. Abhidhipurvakam, they don't know the right procedure to worship me, but they sincerely worship. But they don't know that I am the controller, I am the giver of all fruits. And another Shruti says, Yo Devanam Namadha Eka. He is the only one who has the names of all devatās. There is a small error, the T is missing here. So he has the names of all devatās. The other devatās do not have all the names. Sa Bhagavan eva cha tatra bhiviyate ajasya nābhāvat vadhyekamarpitam ityādi lingat. So in the Vedas also he is said as Padmanabha. Padmanabha is the stem from where there is a lotus. And the lotus, on the lotus is sitting the Chaturmukha Brahma, the creator of the universe. So he is from Lord Narayana. Chaturmukha Brahma is born. He is the firstborn and he creates everything else. Śrī Bhagavan Vacha. Kāṅkṣantah karmanām siddhim yajanta iha devatāha kṣipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmajaha. Desirous of so many fruits and results, people do different activities, yajnas, and appease the devatās. And they will also get the fruits quickly. So their trust in the devatās become pretty high, and they continue with the trust. Kuto mama vatmanutante. Then if they are worshipping other devatās, why are they actually following Krishna's path? No. Kṣipram hi manushe loke. Quickly they will get results. Not because these devatās are capable of giving results. Devatās are not given the fruits. Krishna is giving the fruit. So indirectly they are coming in my way. Atayeva hi palapraptihi. Only because Krishna is giving the fruits, it appears that the devatās are giving the fruits. Like how postman is sending you a package. Actually, the package was sent by somebody else. The postman is bringing it to you to your home, delivering it to your home. So these devatās are just deliverers, but what actually was sent was from Krishna. Tasmate dhanasanayaha iti shruti. There is another shruti to support this also. Tathaiva bhajami tadanusari phaladana rupena. So I give suitable fruits what these people deserve. अन्य देवता याजिनामपि मत् समर्पणेन वैष्णव वर्तनेनैव सम्यक् फलं भवति. Only because at the end these are special Traividyās. Traividyās follow the Vedas. They are not outside the Vedic realm. They follow the Vedas, but then at the end they say Sarvam Shri Kṛṣṇa Purnamastu. But even though they know Krishna is the real Lord, that is not their focus. Their focus is greed, desire, interest in only fruits, that to here and hereafter. Nothing, they don't want moksha. अन्य देवता पूजा भी यस्मिन् अन्ते समर्पिता स्वर्गादिपर हेतु स्यात् नान्यता तं भजे धर्यम् इति आग्नेये. In the Agneya Purana it is very said, even the worshippers of the other devatas get fruits only because at the end they are offering it to Krishna. Otherwise they won't get the fruits. Śrī Madhvācārya Cātur-varṇyam maya sritam guṇa-karma vibhāgashah tasya kartāramopi mam vidhyakartāramopi. Krishna says, Cātur-varṇyam, you understand this word varnam, and he didn't say varnam. Most people don't even know English, Sanskrit properly. They say Cātur-varṇam means 4 castes or 4 Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, 4 categories, 4 castes were created by Krishna. Says Varniyam means this. Every Acharya may take it differently. It is not Varna. It is Varnya. It has to be different from Varnya. It has to be different from Varna. So we have to see what the meaning is. Maya Srishtam Gunakarma Vibhāgashah, based on Guna and Karma, Krishna creates this. Srishtam means create, not classification. Guna Karma Vibhāgashah, based on Guna and Karma, based on nature, attributes and activities. Tasya kartāramopi mam vidhi. You think that I am know that I am the creator of all this. Akartāramovyam, but even though I am not the creator and unchanging. What does it mean? This is going to be harder to cover in this class. So we should take this up, even though we have time today, a few more minutes, we should take this after this class. We have to stop this class because this is a larger topic to handle in a short time. I don't want to give you wrong information. I want to also prepare well for this before I can talk about it. And we have 15 more days, I guess. So with this, I'll stop. And if you have any questions, you can stop me and ask. Any questions?
I found the page I was referring to regarding that would be verse 9.
Okay, verse 9.
Yeah, and it's on the book that I mentioned. It's on page 83.
Page 83. I can check it. Hold on a
See if
second.
you said that was the book you had, I think. Did you have that?
Yeah, I have that book. I have the book.
You have an electronic copy?
Yeah, I'm opening that. Page, what did you
Okay.
say, 83?
83.
Yeah, I find it. Yes.
Okay. And from the bottom page, go up 1, 2 paragraphs, and it's a little paragraph that starts off. It's in the middle of the paragraph, basically. The top of the paragraph is in Sanskrit, but down below starts off the English translation for the sake of showing that complete deliverance. Do you see that?
I see it.
Paragraph? Okay, go down a little bit, and there's another sentence that starts the adjective. Tattva shows that entirely of wisdom and is essential and where it is used. Okay.
Yes.
See, you find it right down. I can see it on your screen.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
referring
Go down to the go down lower, and it starts at the adjective tatvata. Do you see that? You just passed it. It's right.
Okay.
I don't know how to show it to you. It's right. Go down. It says the
Yeah,
adjective.
got it.
Tattva. Okay. From that point, from that word there, the, down to the bottom, is the paragraph, the portion that I was referring to that might explain what he means by complete knowledge of everything.
True. Yes.
And at the bottom there, it says, Indra would not be capable, therefore. He says, a human being will not know by understanding a single principle without first knowing the entirety of the principles.
Correct.
Even the great god Indra would not be capable. Therefore,
Exactly.
one should endeavor to know all the principles, thus in Shanda Purana. So
Yes,
you need to know the principles. Not you don't have to know every detail. You have to understand the principles. That makes a lot more sense.
Ah, that's a good point you brought. Good point you brought.
I just knew there was something in there that you know, if that makes sense. It did to me, but maybe it doesn't. But I knew there was something. I found that a lot of this that I read, if you take it literally, you'll totally miss the meaning. You have to think about it for a while and understand what it really means instead of what you know it literally. Because especially when we're translating from Sanskrit to English, there can be a lot of lost translation there, and when it goes to the English word, it doesn't mean the same thing.
Yeah.
But I think this explains what it means in Sanskrit fairly well. And I haven't read the Sanskrit.
Yeah.
But
See,
I can.
Yeah.
I can convert the Sanskrit in a lot of this using Google Translate of all things. I can translate it into Romanography, and then from there I can figure out what it says in actual Sanskrit. But this is just a commentary here in this particular book that I thought might help explain what he means by you have to know everything to get moksha, because you can't possibly know. It says even Indra would not be able to do that. I don't know if that's true,
Yeah.
but that might be an exaggeration.
Yeah, actually, you pointed at an important. You have pointed an important point here. What I would do is sarvajñatam naraha. See, it says vina sarvajñatam naraha is what is in the Sanskrit.
Yeah.
Right? Uktam ekam cha tattvato jñātum vina sarvajñatam naraha means actually these principles and all are not mentioned in the original. By the way, this author is adding these principles, the entirety of the principles. Who said principles in the original Sanskrit?
Okay, he's just speculating then.
Ekam cha tattvato jñātum vina sarvajñatam naraha. See, we can take it tattvato jñātam to mean tattva is principle. You can take it in a way, right?
Yeah.
Vina sarvajñatam naraha, but the sarvajñatam hurts this whole point, because knowing everything is sarvajñata. What is sarvajña? All knower, right?
Yeah.
All knower means it means principles and objects and everything. It can't be just principles.
Okay.
Does sarvajña means only knower of all principles? That is a limitation of the word sarvajña. So in Sanskrit, the original Madhva Bhāṣya is written right here.
It say
this author wants to give it a slightly different twist here.
Right.
But that is not in the original words. But actually, one thing though.
But there could be, maybe further down, we'll find something that'll explain that better. What it means. Because.
See, why don't I do one thing? It's a good point. I would like to answer this only after becoming clear in my own mind. After things are set, I want to study this a little bit.
That's what I would like.
There are some other, there are some other explanations. There is a person called Jayatirtha who was a follower of Madhvācārya and who wrote more explanations. And there are also other people like Raghavendra Swami who wrote more explanations here, and who wrote, and maybe one other person, some other person wrote another commentary on top of Madhva Bhāṣya, right? So why don't I look in depth and answer this question in the next class? This is a good question. There is no doubt about it.
Yeah, I want to make a comment though that you're reading the actual Sanskrit, is what I would want to do if I could read Sanskrit. I'm trying to learn. It's not going to be easy, but I'm trying to learn.
Don't worry. You know,
I'm just crazy. So I'm a crazy.
You know, there's a guy I met.
But I want to learn it, and I want to read what it is, because this is my habit. When somebody tells me something, even when I read something, I want to be able to verify it, just like you do. I think just like you do. I just can't do what you can do. I can't even come close.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean you're not going to try. Okay.
Yeah, Sanskrit is not that hard, you know, but it needs about 3-4 years of work. My friend.
Exactly. I hope I live that long.
My friend who never knew Sanskrit before made it a habit. Suddenly he was working in Google in California, right? And suddenly somebody said, "What is that? You don't know Sanskrit?" The guy attended a few this what do you call that? There are some Bharati Samskrita Parishat or some Bharati Samskriti or some Samskrita Bharati. Samskrita Bharati is an organization which teaches Sanskrit by spoken Sanskrit. He attended a couple of lectures from them. He got so interested, and he told his wife and children to speak Sanskrit at home. And he started speaking everything in Sanskrit. In 3-4 years, he's a master now. He can comfortably speak in Sanskrit without any problem. He understands pretty much anything.
That's great. Well, how old is this guy? How old was he when he did that?
When he was there, he was like 45, 50 or something.
Okay, well, I'm got another handicap. I'm 71.
You never know, man.
I'm not giving up. Now, I'm not using that as an excuse, but I speak a little Russian because I used to live in Ukraine.
Wow.
And I learned that when I was in my 40s. Well, I can still remember Russian, but I'm really having a hard time with Hindi. And Hindi, you know, I'm going to get it, but it's just coming slower.
No,
I'm hoping that I live long enough that I can learn to read this and do I can't do exactly what you're doing, but along the same principles, I want to be able to. Here, let me do this. I'm sitting here talking. I want to be able to read something and then be able to read the Sanskrit and understand what it really says.
True.
I really want to do that because there's a lot of, and you do that. That's the reason I trust you so much, and I love your classes because I know that's what you're doing, and that's perfect.
The thing is, I'm open to questioning, and I'm open to saying that I didn't understand it properly. Please mention it openly, every one of you, not just you, Wayne, anyone in the class or anybody who wants to, if they find any problem. I am learning like anybody else. I'm not teaching as if I know everything about this Gita, right? I'm learning.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. It's perfect. It's exactly the way, but it's the way I think. Is that I like to make sure that I've got it clear in my mind. That's what Lord Kṛṣṇa wants me to do. He wants me to understand this and not just take somebody's word for it. But you understand because you do the same thing. You read all these scriptures and you look at these different opinions and come to and reconcile them and figure out what makes the most sense based on the original Sanskrit. That's exactly what I want. So I apologize for I don't want to slow the class down. I don't want to take up any more of your time. But thank you for looking at that. I just want you to know I'm fully engaged in this. I've been on this every day.
You're not slowing. In fact, one thing, I might want to add, people, you're from somewhere, you're probably somewhere in the US, you are probably outside US somewhere, and you are interested so much to go deep into this. This is a phenomenal thing you're doing. And you are an example for several people from India also.
I'm inspired by Lord Kṛṣṇa.
An extra effort in this.
Well, I go to a Radha Kṛṣṇa temple, the one Swami Mukkundananda, and I'm the only Anglo that attends there as a devotee.
Ah.
I'm the only one, and I volunteered there a lot too. I haven't been. I've kind of backed out of that. It's Swami Mukkundananda's request. Not that I wasn't doing a good job. He just said I'd done enough. Anyway, I'm the only one in that temple that'll wear a dhoti. I love to wear a dhoti. I've got a whole closet full of them. They're all white with just borders.
Okay, by the way, Swami Mukundananda also does it in similar way, like how we are doing here.
Yes, he does. Kripaluji Maharaj, Bhakti Shatak is a kind of a thing, but he doesn't really, he just explains how he reconciled it. But he doesn't, it's not quite as documented as I would like. And that's partly my fault. I could go back and read the Sanskrit or something and understand how he got to where he got. But that's when he does.
My question is different. Wayne, what I'm asking is, what is the source text Mukundananda reads from or analyzes? It's just not the Bhagavad Gītā. He takes some commentary of it. Is that commentary written by Jagadguru Kripalu Maharaj or something else he picks up?
In his book, The Song of God, which is his Bhagavad Gītā, it's his interpretation.
Okay, I got it. So the thing is, that is not really from any particular commentary. Am I right?
No, it's his commentary.
Okay, I got it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah. And I've got that up on my screen too. I've got two 24-inch monitors here, and I've got text that I have downloaded.
See, his book is available on internet. The Holy Book, a Holy Song book or something, right?
Yeah, it's on the web. You can pull it up as a website.
Well, don't worry about that. Because my principle is slightly different. Okay.
I've got a PDF of it. Would you like to have a PDF? I can send it to you.
Please send it to me, the PDF version.
I'll send you a PDF of the Song of God, and you can read it.
By the way, what I do is slightly different, and so that people know, I only go into the original authors who wrote it thousands of years ago or several hundred years ago to pick up their original Sanskrit. They had to have written in Sanskrit. If somebody writes only in English, I generally ignore it.
Well, you'll see what he does. I mean,
okay, you send it to me. But I will.
Yeah.
It
has the Sanskrit, the Romanogry, and he even takes all of the Sanskrit words and shows how they. You'll see.
Wayne, you need to understand one thing. I need somebody who has written it in Sanskrit, not just because the Gita is in Sanskrit, but his explanation should be in Sanskrit first. If somebody has not written in Sanskrit, I will not take that. I will not spend so much time on it. The reason many people don't have in-depth understanding of Sanskrit. I can pick up another book from some other author who doesn't know much of Sanskrit, but he knows Gita, but he doesn't know much of Sanskrit. But I won't spend too much time on it.
Well, he probably has the same book in Hindi, but I don't know if it's I don't think it's in Sanskrit.
No, why don't you do one thing? Let us take this offline because other people we are taking more time here. You and I will discuss this separately, not in the class, but we know where we are going. Why don't we stop that particular topic here? I know I'm asking some other question, but I want to ask you personally later on.
I'm sorry to take up, so I apologize to all the other classes.
No. You don't have to apologize. I understand where you're going. You need to send me the that book, PDF book. I will verify what kind of Sanskrit it is or how that person takes it. Okay, no problem.
Just one thing. So if as I understand, Madhvācārya says that Brahma Prasadam, that is grace is required to get Moksha. So to attain Moksha, in that case, even Shankaracharya says the same, that grace is required. So in that case, that also means that everybody agrees that Saguna Brahman or the Brahman with attributes is definitely required to attain Moksha. So
you are right. Because you're right. And then Shankaracharya in the 18th chapter clearly states this. Without the grace of Hari, one cannot get Advaita Bhavana, Advaita Anubhava. He cannot get. So only by the grace of Hari, Sri Hari, one can get Triputi Laya. What is Triputi Laya? Jnata, Jnaya, Jnatra. Triputi means knower, known, and the means of knowing. all three should be one. That is the state in which what Shankaracharya explains as moksha. Okay?
Okay.
So even to get that state, you need the grace of Sri Hari Narayana is mentioned by Shankaracharya in the 18th chapter. We will go into details later, but I can just tell you that point is there.
Okay. Okay.
And okay, then any other question? If there's no question, we can stop it here. And next week, we'll try to do Upanishad, Kena Upanishad, and we'll follow the same path. My grandfather's book on Kena Upanishad. Okay? Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha,
Namaskaram.
Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Kṛṣṇa Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Sarvam Shri Kṛṣṇa Arpanamasthu.